Hey everyone, ready to take a deep dive?
Let's do it.
Today we're tackling Surah Fatiha.
Ah, yes, the heart of the Quran.
Some might even call it the essence of Islamic prayer.
Definitely essential.
But we're not just skimming the surface here.
No way we're going deep.
We're joining Sheikh McCarthy on this journey.
He really breaks down Surah Fatiha.
25 lessons he finds.
Unbelievable, right?
It's not just about the words.
It's like uncovering hidden treasures.
Practical wisdom we can use every day.
Exactly, and Sheikh McCarthy really emphasizes something crucial right from the start.
What's that?
For Muslims, understanding Fatiha isn't just a bonus, it's a must.
Really?
He's very clear about it.
It's that important.
Reciting it correctly, that's the foundation of prayer.
Wow, so we're not just talking about meaning.
We're talking about the actual recitation.
Making sure we're doing it right.
And he even suggests something really interesting.
Okay, I'm curious.
Using Quran.com for word-by-word translations.
Have you ever tried that?
Oh yeah, it can be eye-opening.
It's like you're seeing the surah with fresh eyes.
Exactly. You go beyond just the sounds of the words.
You're grasping the meaning of every single one.
He really wants us to connect deeply with the surah.
Don't just say the words, feel them.
Yeah, and that leads us to those powerful attributes of Allah, revealed right in those first few verses.
Okay, remind me.
Lord of all worlds, the most merciful, the most compassionate, and the owner of the day of recompense.
Whoa, it's like setting the scene right.
It's this incredible declaration.
That fills you with a sense of awe, but also hope.
Exactly. And Sheikh McCarthy highlights how important both of those feelings are
Awe and hope.
for a balanced relationship with Allah.
Okay, that makes sense.
You need both.
Like two sides of the same coin.
He actually compares it to a bird with two wings.
Okay, now I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this bird analogy.
So picture this, a bird with love for Allah as its body.
Love for Allah as its body, okay.
And its wings.
The wings are.
Hope and fear.
Wow, without both wings, the bird can't really fly.
Exactly. Powerful imagery. Right?
Yeah, it really sticks with you. It's like you're saying you need love and a healthy dose of hope and fear to really soar in your faith.
Absolutely. And then we come to what I consider the heart of Surah Fatiha.
Okay, let's hear it.
The phrase, iyaakana'budu wa iyyaakanaasta'in. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help.
This part is always so powerful, but this sheikh points out something I never noticed before.
Oh, what's that?
The order of those statements.
You mean how we declare our worship before asking for help?
Yes. It's like we're saying we need Allah's help to even worship him properly.
It's incredibly humbling.
It is. It's like this constant reminder that we're utterly dependent on him.
We can't do anything without his guidance and support.
So it's not just about going to Allah when we need something specific.
It's acknowledging that we need him even for the basics of our faith.
Fulfilling those obligations.
And that's where this phrase becomes such a powerful tool for personal growth.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Imagine repeating those words, iyaakana'budu wa iyyaakanaasta'in, truly internalizing them.
What happens?
It cultivates humility, it pushes away arrogance.
And it constantly reminds us that we need Allah's help in every aspect of our lives.
Not just the big things, but the little things too.
This is what really struck me. The sheikh shares stories about Islamic scholars.
Oh, yes, those are powerful.
Who were so moved by this phrase.
Deeply moved.
They would cry during prayer.
Some even spent the whole night reflecting on its meaning.
It's amazing.
These weren't just casual recitations, they were profound emotional experiences.
He even mentions a contemporary scholar, Abdul Rahman ad-Duwaish,
known for his incredibly moving recitation of Fatiha.
It's these personal touches that really bring the concepts to life.
They do. They make you want to go back and reflect on those words yourself. It's amazing how just a few words can hold so much weight.
Right. It's like these scholars were tapping into something profound.
Exactly. And that brings us to another important lesson.
Ooh, lay it on me.
The etiquette of dua, of supplication.
So how we ask Allah.
Yes, and Surah Fatiha teaches us something very specific.
I'm listening.
We first praise Allah before we make our requests.
It's like recognizing his greatness before we come with our needs.
Exactly. And this is exactly what the Prophet Muhammad demonstrated.
That was the ultimate example, right?
Always praising Allah, first acknowledging his blessings, and then making his requests.
So it's not just about presenting our wish list to Allah.
It's about approaching him with gratitude and humility.
This really puts things into perspective.
And it seamlessly leads us to the theme of guidance, which is so central to Surah Fatiha.
Okay, so we're asking for Allah's help. We're praising him. And now we're talking about guidance.
It's all connected.
I'm starting to see how each phrase builds upon the last.
It's beautifully structured, and Sheikh McCarthy points out something really interesting here.
Oh, what's that?
He distinguishes between two types of guidance.
Two types.
Hidayah, which is being shown the way,
Okay, so that's like having the map.
and tawfiq, which is the ability to actually follow that path.
Ooh, that's a whole other challenge, right?
It's one thing to know the right way,
It's another thing to have the strength and willpower to actually walk it.
even though we as Muslims have been shown the right path.
We still need help.
We need Allah's constant help to stay on it.
That's why the Surah repeats requests for guidance throughout.
It's a reminder that we're never truly self-sufficient.
We're always prone to getting lost, even with a map in hand.
And that brings us to Sirat al-Mustaqim.
The straight path.
Yes, and Sheikh McCarthy unpacks this beautifully.
He does.
He explains it's not just a single concept.
It's more than just a straight line.
It's threefold.
Trayful.
Imagine it like this. First, you need to know the way.
Okay, so that's like having the map again.
Right. Then you need the ability to actually walk the path.
To take those steps, to put in the effort.
And finally, there's steadfastness.
Steadfastness.
Staying on that path even when things get tough until the very end.
So it's about commitment.
It's about perseverance and reliance on Allah.
It's not enough to just know the right way.
You have to actively choose it day after day.
And this is where role models come in, right?
Yes. Sheikh McCarthy brings up a really important phrase.
Which one?
Sirota ladhina an'amta alayhim.
Okay, I'm not sure I'm familiar with that one.
It refers to the path of those whom Allah has favored.
You mean like the prophets, the truthful, the martyrs, the righteous?
Exactly. These are the people who truly embody that threefold path.
They show us that it's not just some abstract idea.
It's a lived reality.
People throughout history have walked this path and reached incredible heights.
And that brings us to a point that really struck me.
Oh, what's that?
This idea that Muslims, especially at the end of times, will be like strangers clinging to their faith in a world that's lost its way.
Wow, that's a powerful image.
It can feel very isolating.
Like you're going against the current.
Holding on to something precious while everyone else is drifting in a different direction.
But Sheikh McCarthy reminds us that following the path of those favored by Allah brings comfort and reassurance.
It does. We're not alone.
We're part of a lineage, a chain of believers who have faced similar challenges.
We're walking in their footsteps.
It's like knowing that even though the path might be rocky, we're not the first ones to travel it.
We have a map and we have guides.
And that makes the phrase "Anamanta alihim" even more meaningful, right?
Absolutely.
You have bestowed your favor upon.
It emphasizes that guidance is a gift,
A blessing from Allah.
something we should be incredibly grateful for and constantly seek.
Wow, that's beautiful. And it leads us to another important topic.
Which is?
Those who incurred Allah's wrath and those who went astray.
Yes. Sheikh McCarthy talks about this, but it's important to remember.
What's that?
He's not trying to single anyone out.
Right. He's drawing a deeper lesson.
A lesson that applies to all of us, regardless of our background.
So what is that lesson?
He's warning us against two major pitfalls.
The pitfall.
Rejecting the truth even when we know it, and worshiping Allah based on ignorance rather than knowledge.
Ooh, that's deep.
It's a call to examine our own hearts,
To make sure we're not falling into those same traps.
to constantly seek knowledge, and to be open to the truth even when it's challenging.
So it's not enough to just avoid bad deeds.
It's about actively seeking knowledge and aligning our actions with that knowledge.
And that's where the concept of imitating those who have gone astray comes in.
Right, Sheikh McCarthy reminds us of the Prophet Muhammad saying,
No, yes, the famous one.
whoever imitates a people becomes one of them.
It's so powerful.
It's a reminder that even seemingly small actions can have big consequences.
What we choose to follow, what we choose to surround ourselves with.
It all shapes us.
It's like that saying. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Really makes you think about the company you keep.
And how it shapes us. Sheikh McCarthy really drives home this point about avoiding imitation.
It's not about isolating ourselves.
Right. It's more about being selective,
Choosing our influences carefully,
surrounding ourselves with people who inspire us,
who push us to be better.
who help us stay on that straight path.
This deep dive into Surah Fatiha has been eye-opening, wouldn't you say?
It really has. We've covered so much.
From the attributes of Allah to the etiquette of dua.
The pitfalls of imitation, the importance of guidance.
And it's amazing how Sheikh McCarthy makes these concepts so relatable.
He does. It's not just a lecture,
It feels more like a conversation.
a heart to heart.
It's about connecting with Allah on a deeper level.
Striving to live a life that's truly meaningful.
So for those listening, what resonated most with you in this deep dive?
Was it the bird analogy?
Or those incredible stories about scholars being moved to tears by Surah Fatiha?
Perhaps it was that challenge of staying true to yourself in a world that might feel increasingly strange.
Whatever it was, hold on to those insights.
Let them be your guide.
And remember, Surah Fatiha is always there waiting to be explored.
It's a reminder that the straight path, while demanding, leads to a destination worth striving for.
So until next time, may Allah guide us all.